Hey guys, want to make another video here. This one is going to be about the Instagram model that was murdered. You guys might have heard her. Her name was Janae. And what happened was some guy came to her apartment and strangled her to death, threw her down some stairs, and then he killed himself with a knife. He literally jabbed the knife in his throat and killed himself. Um, and what happened is it's a heavy story because it speaks to the damage that the sex industry does. And I'll say it in this way. A lot of these Instagram models that you guys think of that are just posting pictures, they're not just posting pictures. For a lot of them, those pictures are advertisements. And I'm not saying that this Janae was doing that, but a lot of them are. And the behavior that goes on here, what it does is they are craving the attention of men. Yes, they get a lot of money out of it, and that is true, right? They get a lot of resources out of it. But the big thing that a lot of these women get, because some women don't make any money out of sexualizing themselves, but they get attention, right? So they all have this basic need of attention. But these ladies, they crave this attention. They crave this sexual attention. But what happens when you create sexual attention or a sexual relationship outside of the bounds that God has given, you create attachments, and you can't control those attachments because they're not bound by the things that relationships and sexual relationships are meant to be bound by. So, for example, let's say that I get married to my wife. We're bound by our community. A marriage ultimately is held accountable by those who are at that wedding and the people that you're married around. The community holds you accountable. And the government holds you accountable. You take an oath and you do all these pledges, you sign all these papers, because ultimately all these people are witnesses that you guys have this bond. And the sexual bond is meant to be within the bond of marriage because there is meant to be a bond between the two of you that ties you two together. Your attention, her sexual pleasure, your resources, her resources, your emotional involvement, her emotional commitment. All these things are supposed to go together to create this union where you are both fulfilled. The man is supposed to be respected, and the woman is supposed to be loved, and you're supposed to have all the needs met within the marriage. But the problem in the sex industry, and this goes for strippers, this goes for pornography, this goes for prostitutes, and for all we know, this lady could have been those things. What happens is you create an uneven attachment to these men. And these men are often unstable. That's why they're there, right? If they were normal, they wouldn't have to go to you to get their sexual fulfillment. They'd be able to go to other women that are normal and talk to them, but they can't do that. So they have to pay for it. And what they do when they pay for it, they don't know how to handle emotions. They are not practiced being around women. And these women will manipulate these men to get the money out of them. And some of these men really think these women like them. They the type of men that go to a strip club and really think the stripper dance harder on them because they love him. I think she like me, dog. No, she like your money, you idiot. You don't see the game that's being played? So a lot of these men don't understand that a game is being played. Yes, men understand that they need to run game on women, but they don't understand women is running game on them. The game works both ways. So you have to be wise to the game, but some people are not capable of being wise to the game. And that's why the game itself can sometimes be a joke, right? So you got men out here, they over here trying to sleep with as many women as they can, and they leave a lot of broken women who thought that they were partnering with somebody, but didn't realize they were just a notch, right? They were just a count. And then you have a lot of men who think these women are just manipulative and tricking them and getting all their money out of them. And guess what? Both sides have some points. But the problem is not that both sides are evil, because they are. And both sides are conniving because they are. But the problem is that both of you guys are seeking something that you need outside of the bounds that God has given. And that's the real problem. So back to this story about this Janae Instagram model. However she's doing her thing, and the truth of the matter is, it's kind of suspicious that he found his way to her house unless she gave him the address. And that kind of speaks to how things could happen like this. If she was doing something that she shouldn't have been doing and using Instagram for more than just pictures. But even if she wasn't, her sexualizing herself is a problem. And it creates an uneven bond with lots of these kinds of men. She really shouldn't be doing that. But this is the payoff. Both die, right? They both killed themselves. She killed herself for attention. He killed himself for this pleasure and this sexual desire to be with this woman he desired. And probably he really desired the fact that she was desired by other men. He really loved that. But you can't handle the fact that other men have her. And she wants this man's money. But she can't handle the fact that his money comes with this emotional attachment that he can't let go of. They're both crazy. Ultimately, in a weird way, they deserve each other because they both nuts. I'm not blaming her for her own murder. What I am saying is this. When you're in that industry, you are playing with fire. And when you play with sex and things that God has designed for another reason, and you try to use them as a game to make money or to make a profit or to get attention, you playing with something dangerous, and you playing with messed up people. And so you really need to be careful of that. So please, please, please save yourself from this problem. Save yourself by turning to God, looking at the truth.